What is happening, loungers? I hope everybody is doing as great as I am. Listen, guys, I am not going to be long at all, but make sure that you guys hit the like button when you do come into the building and hear this as the replay. Okay, we're going to be very, very quick with this conversation because generally I don't spend a lot of time on JW topics, but because a lot of you who do watch me are ex JWs or people who are aware of the organization, or are just aware of cults altogether. You guys know that I often, or from time to time, I will talk about what's going on with the Jehovah's Witnesses, especially if it's some bombshell information. Okay, so shout out to all the ex-JWs who are out here talking about this. This is a big, big deal. Okay, for the Jehovah's Witness organization and for those such as myself who are ex-JWs. Okay, but Tony Morris, Tight Pants Tony, okay, has in fact left the governing body. Okay, now the JW organization actually made an announcement about it on jw.org, but they've since removed that since they actually put that up. I'm not sure what the reasoning is behind them removing it, probably behind all the chatter that was going to come behind it, behind people like myself, you know, that are ex-J-Dubs that are going to talk about this. And I definitely have my own thoughts on this, so I'm going to give you guys that real quick. But yeah, this is in fact a fact. Tony, Tight Pants Tony, has been removed from the governing body, and we are going to get into this right now. Again, make sure that you guys do hit the like button on the way in while you're checking this out. But this is some real bombshell news when it comes to the JW organization, because, you know, that's not something that you would expect from them. You know, in particular from Tony Morris or from somebody being removed from the governing body. In fact, there has not been a removal of a governing body member since Ray Franz in 1980. Okay, and I do remember that. I was a little girl, but I remember his name being floated around the organization as if he was this crazy person. It doesn't seem that they're doing the same and taking the same approach with Tony. But again, with the internet the way that it is now, I believe that would have a reason why. So let's go ahead and get into this real quick. And again, make sure that you guys do. All right, so this is my thoughts on what is going on with Tight Pants Tony, okay? Now, a few years ago, there was this infamous video that came out of him inside of a liquor store on a Sunday morning, okay? Now, generally speaking, to somebody in the regular world who doesn't go to the Kingdom Hall, that doesn't seem like a big deal, right? You can go to the liquor store on Sunday. The Sunday is open, right? It's a free country. We're allowed to, by law, go into a liquor store and purchase liquor on a Sunday, right? In most places, you know, and then, you know, as long as you're 21 and over, it shouldn't be a problem, right? Well, not in the organization, okay? Especially when it comes to somebody who is in leadership, like a governing body member or an elder or somebody like that. If anybody in the organization is seen going in the liquor store at the time that they are supposed to be at the Kingdom Hall, okay, and they are recorded doing so, that person in a normal Jehovah's Witness would have been kicked out of the organization, okay? They would have been reproved, reprimanded in some type of way. And to be honest with you, I do believe that is what happened to him. He probably got reprimanded behind the scenes. Of course, they didn't remove him because it is very rare to remove an actual governing body member. It's got to be some really big, major thing, okay, for them to be removed. And generally, it would be something that has spilled over into the public eye for why they would remove a governing body member, such as what happened with Ray Franz. Ray Franz is a different story, though. He was more of a whistleblower in a sense, okay? And I'm wondering, and I made a video on my Miss T Pre channel a few years ago about this. I wish I still had that video. But I'm wondering now if Tony Morris is going to become a whistleblower to the organization. I said this at one time before, that he knows so much stuff, and he's probably under so much pressure over everything that's going on with the organization and how they've been outed with the S abuse cases of the children, how they've been sued left and right. That is a lot of pressure on a person like him, okay? And so I'm wondering if the pressure has finally, he's caving to the pressure, and they are slowly just trying to get him to quietly walk away from the organization without saying much. Man, oh man, I am looking for that bestseller book from Tight Pants Tony, because I'm telling you, that will be a hell of a book that he would write about the organization. And as Ray Franz had done. But Ray Franz was very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very conservative in his wording on the things that he said in regards to the governing body and the things that he said in regards to the organization. But the way that Tony Morris is, he is very outspoken. He was a man that fought in the war. His family owns a portion of Philip Morris Company. He has always been a very outspoken person, and I cannot see him walking away quietly from this organization. So let's see what happens, guys. But this is hellified news when it comes to the organization. But I am very interested in how this will turn out and what will be happening with them. And as this information comes out, I will definitely be keeping you guys informed on what's going on. Now, like I said, it is a pretty big deal to be an elder or to be, a governing body member, or something, a ministerial servant of something along those lines in the organization, especially nowadays with all of the things that are happening in the organization. The things that have happened in the past are now coming home to roost on the doorstep of the Watchtower. And it's unfortunate. And it's sad to say that there are people that are being affected by this, including children. Apparently, there was an unaliving of 7 people in Germany just the other day, just the other week, a few weeks ago on March the 10th, where a person had come, a disgruntled ex-witness had come into the Kingdom Hall and unalived 7 people, including a newborn baby or a newborn child. All because this whole thing that goes on in the organization behind S abuse, all behind all the other painful things that have happened to people in the organization. And like I said, with all of this kind of stuff caving in on them and, all of the other things that have happened, I would not be surprised. And I said this a few years ago, that I would not be surprised if Tony now writes an tell-all book about what's really going on in the organization. And I believe this is the beginning of that. I don't know what's going to happen. I do know that this happened back in, I believe that they had announced this back at the end of February when this actually happened, but it's starting to become really broadcast news now that, he has left the governing body and he is no longer a governing body member. So that is very, very interesting and very, very telling in regards to the organization. And like I said, as I get additional information in regards to this, I will be sure to be getting that information to you guys. Because this is some very, very, very interesting information. What's up, the beautiful Bernice? Damn, my opinion, and Glow. I appreciate you guys for being in the building. You said, I knew things would change when they sold that huge watchtower in Brooklyn. Yep. That was when it started to change publicly. People already knew, that things were going on just based off of the fact that they were being sued so much, based off the fact that we knew some of the things that were going on in the tunnels down there, and all that stuff. But the public doesn't know these things. And now, it's like I said, it's like their chickens are coming home to roost right on their doorstep with the things that have happened. And I knew it would be a person like Tony Morris that was going to leave. And when he left, he was going to open his fucking mouth. Now watch what happens. I'm not saying that he's doing it yet. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take for him not to, but I guarantee you at some point before that man is dead, he is going to tell a tell-all story about the JWs. And he's going to tell you all about the witchcraft and everything going on up in there. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. Man, I'm telling you. I didn't think it was going to happen like this, but I did say that this time was coming because of the fact that he was found in that liquor store like he was on that Sunday morning. And ever since then, it has been downhill for him. So, but anyway, guys, I wanted to just give you guys that information real quick. I know that a lot of my watchers do actually look at this because they know I talk about what goes on in the organization. But I truly, truly appreciate all of you for being in the building. Shout out to y'all. Again, make sure that y'all do hit the like button on the way out, guys, okay? And I will talk to you guys later. And hey, Miss Murph, I truly appreciate you for being in the building as well. And peace, guys. Thank you guys for watching, guys.